Hello and welcome to Witness. I'm Raggy Omar. Soweto, the African township to the southwest of Johannesburg, is known worldwide for the uprising of 1976. Today, it's a very different sort of community. Local residents, though still among South Africa's disadvantaged, are at last beginning to see a share of the Rainbow Nation's prosperity. Living and working there, though, is still very demanding. But once a year, the inhabitants get to let their hair down at the annual Soweto Beach Party on an artificial beach beside a disused power station. The man behind the beach party is Gigi Alcock, a white man brought up in a Zulu village. This year, he stuck his neck out and hired an Afrikaans revival band. It's a bold attempt to see how far this community has come. Lloyd Ross's film, Soweto Beach Party, is about this historic first, Afrikaners taking part in a Soweto pop festival. But it's also about whether black South Africans will be willing to embrace the music of their former oppressors.
More fire with Rude Boy and Sansa on 99.2 YFM.
Yeah, that's us, man. 7:53 on 99.2 YFM. Now heading towards our final hour power kamikaze breakfast, yeah? We're just on the descent, about to touch down, yeah? Landing.
My co-pilot here is nice, looking nice in them tight jeans, yeah?
Who's wearing?
Under apartheid, Soweto was world famous for poverty, crime and repression. Today it's the most exciting city in Africa. The drivers of these cars are known locally as Black Diamonds. They're members of a middle class whose spending power is doubling every few years, thanks to reforms introduced after the fall of apartheid.
On this one, yeah, 7:30 it is. Headlines coming through with Zamanyuswa.
For the 7:30 headlines, I'm Zamanyuswa. The opening of Maponya Mall in Klipspruit has opened up many opportunities for previously disadvantaged people. The mall was officially opened in Soweto yesterday by former President Nelson Mandela. The owner of the mall, Richard Maponya, says it is a dream come true for many Soweto residents and himself. YFM's Mpomela was at the opening and filed this report.
Maponya Mall has created more than 8,800 jobs for Soweto residents.
Under apartheid, nobody wanted to do business in Soweto. It was too poor, too risky, too volatile. Today, upmarket food stores and designer boutiques are clamoring to get a foot in the door.
People have got money in Soweto. A lot of people have got money. You can see by the car that they are driving, you know.
Manje siyabonga ngoba usilethele nje indawo izinto lesibesithatha nje ngathi izinto zabalungu manje sikhona la ekhaya uyabona you understand manje no I say sigrand simnandere grand hola Maponya.
For all the changes that have taken place, one thing remains the same. Soweto is still a black planet. Whites just don't come here because they think it's too dangerous. Gigi Alcock is no exception, really. He might look white, but he grew up in a mud hut in rural Africa. He knows how to shoot straight, stand his ground, and speaks Zulu like a black man.
I was lucky as I grew up in a Zulu village, but I've also spent the last, first as an activist and then later on as a capitalist, working in this environment. All of a sudden, overnight, everyone's desperately trying to get into the township and no one knows what's happening there.
We met in Soweto 6 years ago. He's not a bad guy.
Billy Masetle and Gigi own a market research special events company that tells clueless white businessmen how to market their wares in Soweto.
These are cheeky bantus, they don't listen anymore.
Watch this space.
They speak nearly a dozen languages between them, and their understanding of urban African culture is uncanny. A few years ago, for instance, they were approached by a company with a curious problem. Its ads were full of references to Caribbean beaches, and Sowetans just didn't get it. Gigi and Billy said, well, we can always change that. And so began the annual Soweto Beach Party, staged on a man-made beach in the shadow of a derelict power station. Today, it's the biggest event on Soweto's social calendar. There are scores of black music promoters in Soweto, but no one else does events of this scale. They're too scared, and for pretty good reason.
Last year, I think we had 12,000 people inside the venue and 14,000 outside the venue. So someone asked me what it was like, and I said it was a bit like a combination of the last minutes of Apocalypse Now and Black Hawk Down. Because when you were inside, it was like Apocalypse Now, these people with no clothes on going wild and these frenetic partying. And outside, it was like Black Hawk Down as they jumped over the barricades and pushed down the fences.
Michelle Thackeray is Gigi's Minister of Security. The beach party is a pop festival, but it's also a paramilitary operation planned with extraordinary precision.
Because where there's darkness,
there is trouble.
South Africa has one of the highest crime rates on the planet. On the night, Michelle will have an army of 260 private security guards manning the perimeters.
Morning, sir. How are you?
Fine, and you?
Good, good. Nice.
Various local and national police forces have promised to send an additional 90 troops to reinforce them. In the past, the beach party has paralyzed Soweto, causing massive traffic jams and chaos.
Obviously, it is the main event of the year, and people are going to be talking about it. It's going to be big. From a safety point of view, we've closed the doors at 12,000 people. And yeah, we've got, as I say, reaction units in case anybody else wants to get in.
This is Brix. 30 of South Africa's hottest stars will be appearing at the party, but Brix is the icing on the cake. His career is peaking and his pull is huge. Too huge for comfort, perhaps, considering the exposed nature of the venue. Another potential problem, Brix will be sharing the bill with some grizzled old white men whose appearance in Soweto might cause another sort of mayhem entirely. For all the changes, South Africa is still a place where cultures remain alien to each other. We're on our way into the Afrikaner heartland where the Boers, former rulers of Soweto and everything else you're seeing, try to eke out space for themselves on the margins and figure out where they fit in. This is RKO, the Radio Kalahari Orchestra, a band dedicated to reviving the music of David de Lange, the rebel king of Afrikaans pop in the 1930s. Most of these guys are professional entertainers, but for me, it's more in the nature of group therapy, digging into the past to find a viable tribal identity in the present. The beach is taking shape. 400 tons of pristine sand, a thundering sound system, and 8,000 meters of security fencing that will soon be tested to the fullest. This is the side of Soweto you hear little about these days. These people are unemployed and desperate, and tickets to the beach party are way beyond their means. But knowing Soweto, that won't stop them coming.
So how's it going? Are you guys...
Yeah, it's good.
Any crises?
No, nothing.
Cool. Thanks
So
for the
far?
update. And you
Like the only crisis is every single Bantu and his friend's sister and auntie are all trying to get tickets and phoning and saying, oh, I need a VIP ticket.
So if you'd like yourself a ticket, 8800992 area code 011, and we'll ask you a simple question.
All my friends are talking about it, but I'm the only one with the ticket.
And I want a ticket too for my cousin of my cousin of a cousin of mine.
So we've already got all the syndicates trying to make copies. We've got the only copies in the country.
This is corruption.
It's not corruption.
It is. Why do you want a ticket for a cousin of a cousin of a cousin of a
Yeah,
cousin?
but corruption is how I get it.
Already everyone's phoning up the same company and saying, oh, we saw these and we're running another event. Can you make us the same?
Same colors.
So beach party, you want to be there?
Yes, I definitely want to be there.
And
then if it goes on till late, do you think I must prepare a room then Soweto, baby?
You can surely do that, it's fine.
I think you're a winner.
Thank you!
No, not yet. Rudy's going to give you the question. I know you're going to pass it, because if you don't, you're not going to sleep at my house.
Do not jeopardize the integrity of this program. By offering to get rooms for, girls in Soweto.
I'm a guy who loves music, so I'm all about the music. Yeah, and some eye candy right there.
Tell me about the outfit.
My outfit, I'm going to be wearing a short with my bikini on and my flops.
Yeah, less is more.
Less is more,
ladies. Less is more.
For the past 6 months, people were talking about this. And last year they were talking about it, so I'm not going to miss this year, no.
I love my music, so when there's hip-hop, house, I'm going to be there.
Hip-hop fanatics. It's the most happening thing around. I actually cancelled working to go to the beach party on Saturday. I'm actually going with my...
Angelina Sabanyoni works as a data capturer. Like teenagers everywhere, she watches pop videos and practices her dance moves in the bedroom. But come Saturday, she's going public.
And I'm definitely going.
We're on track, hey? Change? Yeah.
The rest I'm happy.
Happy
especially
like
when
Larry,
I see
we're
young,
selling tickets?
pretty Red Bull girls wandering around.
Oh, right, okay.
There's a Zulu saying, Lloyd. They say, "Ayipheli inyama, kuphila amazinyo endoda," which means you'll never run out of meat, you run out of teeth first. You can interpret what that means.
Soweto Beach Party is what's on everybody's lips.
But apparently, allegedly, through the source, I hear there's going to be a shock Afrikaans band called Kalahari Orchestra that's going to be performing out at the Soweto Beach Party, you know. So Sowetans and everybody else in the diaspora, brace yourself.
I mean, it's radical, you know, that we're going to go and play in Soweto. These numbers from David Lange, that Sowetans asked us to come there, you know, is fantastic, and we are very excited.
What RKO lead singer and eminent Afrikaans actor Ian Roberts doesn't know, of course, is that it wasn't Soweto that invited us at all. It was Gigi Alcock. I've known Gigi since he was a schoolboy, and we have our disagreements. He says the future is black and black is beautiful. I say that may be, but it doesn't follow that Afrikaners will be welcome there. Gigi agreed to settle the dispute by booking my band to open his beach party. This could lead to trouble, and here's why. In 1976, the apartheid government tried to impose Afrikaans as a medium of instruction in black schools. The move backfired hideously, triggering an uprising that claimed around 400 lives. The slaughter is still remembered with great anger and bitterness.
I believe it's very also important that anything that comes out of the Afrikaner group going to sing for the Sowetans, that it also makes people think seriously about, you know, the language, about the people, about Soweto and the history and the backdrop of Afrikaans and all of those things. Maybe they are hallucinating about the past and all of those things. Maybe they're just spitting back the same apartheid in a cultural music form in our democracy.
I doubt that Buru music has ever been played in Soweto, and my bones say it could be dangerous. But there's no way to back out without looking cowardly, and we Boers don't go for that, even if we're secretly a bit nervous.
Look, it does give you a little bit of a bouwbait, you know. It does give you a little bit of a knyp.
Skiet ek jou en jou kerels vol gate.
Fats is a character. He used to do AIDS education.
Yeah, going to Lesotho and all those countries. Yeah.
Everyone knows him in Soweto, and he's our chief kind of promotions manager. So when he's not an MC, he's running road shows around the country and stuff like that.
Will you marry me, Fat?
But this is his first love, is being on the stage of the beach party.
I'll be performing next to Fat, wearing my skimpy little number.
Last year, at about 2 o'clock, there were so many people that they started jumping over the stage barrier and climbing onto the stage. And then someone threw a bottle at the stage, so Fat stopped the entire show, all like 12,000 people, and made them sing a gospel song, which is about Imbi lento yenzayo, this thing you're doing is ugly. And everyone calmed down, and then they carried on.
Come and see. Gonna be dirty tomorrow. Cheers, eh?
Join me after the break to find out whether the Radio Kalahari Orchestra will be welcomed with open arms or booed off the stage.